If you are joining us, welcome to this training, and I'm excited. This is going to be fun. We've really started to fine tune this framework, and we've even combined it with some AI prompts that you can implement as well, and it saves so much time. So I guess before that, we'll go ahead and dive in. So this is the marketing matrix, right? The marketing matrix will help you clarify your message. It will give you the ability to create marketing assets, whether that's scripts, ads, like Facebook ads, or a landing page copy, or email copy. Like, it's important to know who you're talking to, why you're talking to them, and what you have to offer. And from going through this training, you are going to walk away and you're going to share with confidence. This is something we've been working on for the last 10 years, and it's something we've been fine-tuning as a team in our workshops, and it's going to be really fun. So I promise you, if you stick with this training, if you give it a watch and implement some of the things on it, you're going to get these benefits, right? So some of the problems that I've had, as well as clients we've worked with, what are some of the challenges that happens when you are marketing or trying to create your message? And the first one is confusion, right? People are like, what do I say? To who do I say it? When do I say it? How do I say it? Where should we put it? Like, there's a lot of these big questions that some people just don't know, right? And there is a system to that. There's a framework. The other problem that we've seen is overwhelm. Because there's no proven strategy, because there's no framework that they follow, they just don't know where to start, and it can be really overwhelming with how to answer all these questions. And add to that, if you're going to put some ad spend or marketing dollars behind it, the pressure adds up, right? The other challenge is frustration. I don't know if you've ever tried a marketing campaign and you get little to no results. It can be really frustrating. And there's a phrase, marketing always works, but it rarely works right off the bat. So if your marketing isn't working, it comes down to really one of four things. It could be the audience you're talking to. It could be the message that you are sharing. It could be your offer that you provide for them, or it could be like the wrong timing, right? So knowing all these things and having the right message, you know when it is working, those four elements are aligned. And what happens is, when your messaging is working, you have clarity. You know exactly who you're talking to, what you're going to say, why you're saying it, and how to say it. The other thing is, you now want to create assets. You want to create these messages, these posts, these emails, these landing pages that will add value to the audience that you're called to serve. And you have the confidence to share your message with the world. So when you have the clarity and you can create, you naturally get the confidence. Some of the problems that I've seen people have, some of the common mistakes, is they try to create alone. They try to create this message by themselves, and the quote I keep coming back to is, it's hard to read the label when you're inside the bottle, right? Some of us are really good. We know a lot of stuff. We have a lot of experience, but it's hard to communicate that. And sometimes we don't really know the value that we have because we are inside the bottle. And it's by getting around people who support you, that want to shine a light on what you're doing. You can really see what the message is communicating when you get around people who are different than you, who are outside your bottle. And that's one thing we've seen in some of the workshops we do is these are all thoughts and words that they've had by themselves, but until they share it and get some feedback on it, they can really fine tune it. The other problem or common mistake that people have is they focus too much on themselves and not on their audience. They talk way too much about their company, what they've done. They talk too much about their product. They talk too much about themselves. And I feel like this happened a lot earlier in previous years. And I don't know, it just doesn't vibe. And if you watch some of those ads or those messages or those talks, and you compare it to where somebody's really knows their audience really well, and they've researched, they've done the work, and they have these tools that can help them, then the marketing becomes really powerful. So just saw a question come in. Where have you seen the best approach for life insurance content as well as debt consolidation? Is there any correlation? What's your thoughts? Yeah, I do actually. We're going to go through that in the marketing framework. So as we move on, just a little context. we have a program where we can help add sales to your business using video marketing. And we've broken that into several different modules, right? Creating the right message, connecting that to the right audience with a YouTube ad campaign, and then using the optimization process to turn your views into clicks, into leads, into sales. So this training that we're going to today, it's going to really focus on this message right here. It's going to set the strategy and the foundation that's going to improve your message. It's going to improve your audience, and naturally it will increase your sales if done properly. So to get started, there is we'll call this the star of marketing, right? Now, to create any powerful marketing message, there's three things that have to happen. You need to know the audience. Who are you talking to? And that audience, it needs to hear a message, right? They need to hear a message that's going to add value, that's going to inspire them, that's going to add value to their life. And when done properly, and if you have a great product or service, you can then insert your offer here. A tool, a resource, a service that solves a problem that this audience is having. So these are like the three key elements that you need to be aware of as you create your marketing. And as from an outsider, the audience, they have three questions that they're asking themselves that will determine if they want to work with you or not. So that first question is, why should they go with your solution? Right? Why would this solution solve my problem? And once they know, hey, this would solve my problem, the next question they have is, why should I work with them? So why them? Why would they want to work with you as a business? And once they know that you have the solution and they know that they want to work with you, the next question is, why now? Why should I take action now? So if you can be aware of these three questions and you can answer them specifically, it's going to improve your marketing and sales drastically. And how we do that is there's this process, right? So every one of your people that you've worked with, they all have this problem, right? And this problem they probably don't feel very good. They're like, this is frustrating. This is a fear I have. This is a frustration. And the goal of any great business or product or service is, can they take this person and bring them over to the promised land, right? Can they get them their ideal outcome? Can your service solve a problem for them, right? So there's this gap from where they are before and where they want to go. And the next question you want to ask yourself is, what is the path to get there? Now, the cool thing is, the path is not your product. The path is what is the specific solution. So, for example, in our business, we are a video marketing company, and the solution that we say, if you aren't getting the marketing results and you're frustrated by that, and you want to have marketing that makes your sales easier, yes, we have a product that solves that, but on a deeper level, there is a solution. So our solution is having a high-performing video ad campaign, right? That's the path that we've chosen that will link the problem to the promise. And you don't have to work with us to have a high-performing video ad campaign. There are other service providers in the space. And so you want to identify that. What is the path that takes people from a problem to promise? And then after you've identified that, hopefully you have a product or service that you can tap on top of the path, and you basically build your product on the path, right? So this is what you guys do. And then your product and the path has certain steps that people need to take to move from the problem to promise. So in the video marketing analogy, we say you have to have the right video, you have to have the right audience, you have to have the right offer at the right time, right? These are the steps that anybody needs to take to solve that problem. And if you have a path, hopefully it solves people's, there's three reasons that you need to answer, right? how does this save someone time? How does this save somebody money? How does this make them feel better? Or what reasons can you provide that this actually works? So get clear on that. And then what holds up the path? What holds up the product? You need to have your positioning down. What makes you unique? What makes you qualified to solve this problem? What makes you qualified to share this message with everyone? The next one is proof. What proof do you have that this even works? Do you have case studies? Can you share customer testimonials? Maybe you have a 4.8 star rating on Amazon. Maybe you have certain credentials, but share what proof you have that your product works. And then finally, once you've tackled all those questions, the last question is, and it goes back to the why now, is what do you propose? What is that first step that somebody needs to take to get on the path to solving that problem? And this is your call to action, right? You're inviting them to download a resource, watch a training, sign up for something, whatever that call to action is, right? And if you can be aware of what's nice is this framework all happens to start with P. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not. I was really excited when we figured that out. We call it the 10 Ps, or it's the marketing matrix, right? So this gives you a visual of what's needed to move someone from point A to point B. Now, how do we do this? The first step is I want you to identify your ideal audience. And this is important because if you say, how can I make this work for me? Then I think you're creating from a place of, I guess, ego, of insecurity, of lack. But if you say, how can I add value to somebody's life? And how can I contribute and add value? That, you're creating from a better energy. And what the best question I ever had that has really helped unlock that for me is I thought back, because I remember I need to level up my marketing. And I said, who are my top 5 favorite clients I've ever worked with? And I want to invite you to sit down and reflect, who are your top 3 clients or customers that you've ever worked with? Take a moment, and I want you to put their face in your mind. Some of the questions that helped me come up with that is, which client saw the best performance? They got the best results working with us. Okay, that's a quality that I want to have. Which client did I have, I was energized working with? There's some clients, you have an interaction with them and you walk away and you're better off. You're just more energized. And there's some clients you work with that drain your energy. Who are the clients that have great results? Who are the clients that give you energy? And also, money. Who are the clients that paid you the most? That paid on time? That didn't have any issues with that? Ask yourself those questions, and there's going to be somebody who you've worked with that comes to your mind. And I want you to think about that person. I want you to write their name down, write their name, and write the qualities about them. What qualities or attributes do they have that you like being around? Write them down, and that will help you identify who you want to attract more of in your life, because that's what marketing does. Marketing and advertising is an amplifier. It just amplifies what you already have going on. So if you have clients you don't like working with, guess what? Marketing is just going to amplify who you don't like to work with. If you have clients you do like working with, marketing will help create the message that will attract the right people to your business. So step 1, just take time to create from this energy. Okay? Because then once you do that, the next step is I want you to talk with them. I want you to get on the phone and I want you to talk with them, or send them a survey, ask them for their feedback. One thing that we've done is, because again, it's you can't create this alone. You have to co-create this with the people you've worked with that you enjoyed working with. And if you don't know who they are, what attributes they have, and if you don't talk to them, how are you going to learn why they decided to work with you? And how are you going to learn what hesitations they have? So there's a couple ways to do this, right? Like, who do you want to talk to? What do they do? Why did they decide to work with you? And like, where are they? How can you find more people like them? We've done a couple things. One, I've gone on the phone and I've called them up and said, hey, do you mind if I take 10 minutes and ask you 5 questions? Everyone's, especially if they've worked with you and you've had a great experience, they love that. They love that opportunity to share. You can even send them a DM, a text, or DM on social media, or you could even like send them a survey. We've done this with any clients we work with, that we make sure that we send them a survey so that we can get to know their customers and their audience. And some of the questions we ask is, hey, in one sentence, describe yourself. Why specifically did you end up purchasing this product? Why did you choose us over other solutions? List one thing that nearly stopped you from purchasing. Because what they tell you is what you're going to be putting in your message for your marketing. And again, you're moving people from a place like a problem to a solution, right? They're frustrated, they're overwhelmed or whatever, and your goal is to move them into a place of value where they've solved that problem and their life is better because they've worked with you. So take time to talk to your audience. And once you've done that, you are ready to fill out the marketing matrix. This marketing matrix, you know those 10 P's we talked about? Who are your people? What problem do they have? What's their promise? There's a Google Doc in this training. In fact, it looks like this. Let me show you. This is the doc. And we've created this marketing matrix, and you can fill the answer in right here. So you open the doc and start filling this in right now. And let me just explain how this works, because what you put into here will then move to your core message, and that's what you're going to use to create assets. So take 10 minutes after you've talked with your customers and you know who they are, and fill this out. And I'm just going to go through this step by step so you know exactly what to put there, because what you put in, what you input is going to determine what your output is. The more thoughtful and specific your input, the better the output is going to be. So what's the name of your people? Are they business owners? Are they plumbers? Are they real estate agents? Like, how do they identify themselves? Put that name in there. Put their age range, put their gender, like geographically, where are they located? Are they in the all USA? Are they in California, Texas? Like, where are they located? And what's their profession or their interest? Okay, so those are the people. Now, what's the problem? What is their core problem? What is the big problem going on in their life? Maybe they want to buy a house and they can't find a house to buy. Whatever that core emotion is. And because of that problem, what emotions do they have? How do they feel? You're speaking to their heart here, right? Do they feel frustrated, overwhelmed, anxious? And then what is the reason for their problem? So now we're talking to their heart, now we're talking to their head. Why is that a problem in their life? What's the reason for their problem? Why would they have that in there? Then time, like talk to their watch. This problem that they have in their life, how much is it costing them in terms of time? Is it 5 hours a week? Is it days? Is it months? And then talk to their wallet, right? How much is this problem costing them? Okay, let's get very clear on what's going on, where they're at right now, so that we can paint a picture and come from a place of understanding, and that we can give them where they want to go, right? If they solve this problem, now we're talking the promise. Where do they want to go? The first promise is, what's their ideal outcome? If this problem is solved, what does their life look like? Right? And then we're going to talk to the heart again. Hey, if this problem's solved, how will that feel? Will they feel happy, energized, confident? And then speak to their watch again, right? If this problem is solved, how much time does it save them? If this problem is solved, how much money does this save them, right? So put that in there. No more, no less. Then the next P is, what is your unique solution? Basically, how would you describe in one phrase what you do? For us, we create high-performing video ad campaigns. Maybe you're a business coach and you have a program that actually that would fall under product, but you have a system that can move people to create, like, starting their business and getting their first 100,000, or whatever that path is. Or maybe from a plumbing perspective, like, you help people fix their toilets, or whatever that is. What do you do? And it's okay if there's a lot of people that do that. Because then after that, now you're going to name the product, right? What is the website that people can go to? What is the name of your product? What are the benefits of that product? And what's the outcome of the benefit? So if we have the marketing matrix, which is the name of this training, and the benefit of this training is you will have clarity in your message. You'll be able to create marketing assets, and you'll have the confidence to do that. Those would be the benefits of that training. And then there's an outcome to the benefits. It's almost like the benefit of the benefit. So if you have those things going on, what's the outcome of that? Well, if you have powerful marketing and you're sharing it, then sales is a result from that. Like, you can bring in new clients and new customers. Okay, so that's the product. Now there's a process. Right? What is the process? Like, how does your product work? In 3 steps, sometimes it takes 5 steps that lead somebody from a problem to the desired outcome or the promise, right? So some people have a process name. We have a couple processes, with our products. Like, we have a video ad framework, the right video, the right message, the right audience at the right time. That is a process that we've used. And write the name of the process and what that step 1 is. Step 1, step 2, step 3, and what the benefits of each step are. Okay? So then, once you've done that, you talk about your position. Like, what's the company name or the person's name with the company? What makes the company unique? What makes the product unique? And just answer that. And then, proof. What proof do you have that this works? Put it in there. This is powerful, and I think this is very underutilized, but if you have a testimonial, if you've worked with somebody that's gotten amazing results, I want you to break that down into a framework of 4, right? What's the situation of that person? What was their struggle? What were they struggling with? What was their solution to that struggle? And what's their outcome, right? Put it in that simple 4-step framework, and put those 3 to 4 lines in this spot. And lastly, you're going to have the call to action. You're going to propose, hey, if you can relate to this, I invite you to take this step. So maybe that next step, if they're watching an ad, is to download your resource or watch a training. Like, what is that first step that somebody needs to do to get that result? Then, why should somebody act now? If you want them to watch a training, why should they watch that now versus later, right? So these are the building blocks of any marketing campaign. And when we use the marketing matrix, the cool thing is, when you've properly built this in, now you develop your core message and you can tweak and finalize the messaging. So with this doc, once you fill it out, you only need to answer this one time, and it automatically updates and gives you your core message. One of the biggest challenges that these people face is they have this problem, and it's caused by this reason, and this leads to this feeling of this, and it's costing you this, this, and this. And you have this message that you can hand this to anybody who's in your marketing team or running your ads and say, hey, here's our core message. This is our audience. This is who they are, why they buy from us. This is the value that we have to offer, and this is what we have to benefit them. You can give this to anyone on your team, and they can create scripts or emails or landing pages. And so now, like, I would just read this out loud. Now that you've thought about who they are, you fill this out, like, read this out loud and make sure that it feels aligned with your message, right? So we've made this as much plug and play as we can, but there is something to kind of read it out loud and, hey, do I need to tweak anything? Do I need to finalize anything? Because this is a document that will serve you in your business. Once you've done that, now it's time to create marketing assets. Cool. What are marketing assets? It's something that you create now that's going to be working years down the road. That could be a video script. It could be landing page copy, a landing page. It could be email copy. It could be different headlines you use on your landing pages. And it could be an ad copy that you use for Facebook or Google. And while this used to take a long time to create, there are so many cool tools that you can use that shrink the amount of time on this. We have created a video script AI prompt that, I don't know if you guys have tried AI prompts before, and when we've tried them in the past, they turn around and they're really vague. Sometimes they're cheesy, like they're not very relatable, and it just feels robot-y, right? Well, we've taken this marketing matrix and we've plugged it into this AI prompt. And again, it's in this Google Doc, and you fill out the marketing matrix one time, but look at the prompt it gives you. So we say, hey, use the marketing matrix to complete the task. The script must read 90 seconds. The tone of the script must be professional, witty, and friendly. Write 3 variations of different hooks that show transformation, and write 3 variations of different CTAs I can use. Then you give it the role. You are Jake Larson, who owns Video Power Marketing. You sell a product called the Video Ads Toolkit that helps business owners turn their video views into high quality leads and sales. Like, this all gets input automatically from your marketing matrix, from the core message. The task: pretend you are speaking to a prospective customer with wasted ad spend. They don't know where to start and they have little to no qualified leads. You are claiming that you created a product that will help them write. Anyway, it just goes on and it customizes the prompt based off who you are, who you serve, and why people want to work with you. And you punch this in, and with the right prompt, it gives you this awesome video script that you can use. We are still working on like prompts for like landing page copy and email copy. We'll have those out soon. But now you have the framework, the core message that you can use to create. So this has been really exciting for us because this has helped us create better ads quicker that kind of represent like the soul of a company or the soul of who you are. And it's been really fun to play around with. So I guess my question for you, I'm curious if you're watching it right now, what's been your biggest takeaway so far? What is your takeaway? Put it in, drop it in the comments, drop it in the post. Like, what's your takeaway? And if you want to use, like, we'll link this doc, you can fill it out and take notes as you're going through it. What are your takeaways? What action items do you want to do? What communications do you want to pass on to your team or somebody else? But I do have an invitation for you. In fact, it's more of a request, because I want you to start to implement this training and see the results in your business. So you got checklists, right? I want you to identify your top clients and customers. I want you to write their name down. I want you to go and pick up the phone and talk to them, or send a survey to your email list. I want you to take that extra time to get to know who you serve. And then I want you to fill out the marketing matrix based off those responses. And then from that, create assets, right? Some of you maybe have already done this, some of you haven't, but that is your homework assignment, is to do at least 2 to 3 of these. If not, bonus points for all 4. So you'll get so much clarity from it and confidence. Anyway, I hope this is helpful. I hope you take this and implement it, and I hope you see the clarity in your message and marketing, and start creating those assets and give you the confidence to share what you have with the world. Because if you got, like, running a business is hard. It's difficult. And especially if you have a product or service that really does add value to people, like, I think you should be rewarded for that, and that more people should use your services and work with you. And by having a powerful message you can share with them, it's going to attract more of that in your life. So hope this is helpful, and we'll see you on the next training.